Hello YouTube, this is my announcement for the Black Friday sale this year, and I'm doing it store-wide on my Tindie Store with 10% off on everything you can get your fingers on. And if you have any questions about that, please leave them in the comments. And I have my Tindie Store page open. This is me. And I'm gonna scroll slowly up my products that I have. Some of them are unfortunately out of stock right now because I'm having trouble getting LiPo batteries and nice working OLED displays. I'm having especially a hard time to get the 0.96 inch version. They changed the PCB to the worse, and now the ones with the new PCB, you cannot dim them. And my clock, for example, has the dimming feature, and I cannot use them, so I have to find the older style PCB and make them with those because the new ones do not work. So, and you cannot trust the sellers on AliExpress or eBay, because most of the time what they show on the pictures and what you end up with in the end is totally different. And of course they have most of the time no clue what they are selling. And if you would try to explain to them that for example the dimming feature is not working, they would just probably look at you and think that you're crazy. But that is it. So I do have a Black Friday sale, a store-wide Black Friday sale, 10% off in my store on Tindie. Link is in the description, guys and girls. And I also wanted to take the opportunity to show you something new that I'm getting into. I finally found a display, a color display, that is worth my time. It is this little guy. Let me blend this here also. Okay. And it is this little guy. This is a, as you see, extremely thin but very capable display. It is a 1.3 inch square IPS color display with 240 by 240 pixels, and due to that high pixel count, the resolution is the image quality is just crazy. It has 16-bit colors, I think 256,000 something colors it comes out to, if I'm not mistaken. And these displays come in two versions. One is this one with a PCB attached to it, and I actually bought this, I think almost a year ago, and had it in my parts bin, and once in a while I pulled it out, tried to get it to work, never did. And due to some misinformation on the internet, these displays run only on 3.3 volts, not on 5. You connect them to 5, you fry them, which I did, and I didn't know, and I tried different libraries and none of them worked, obviously, because the display was dead. So this display was actually on here. I ordered one with PCB and one blank, not one like this. I can't think of the word right now. So anyhow, what am I? I'm sorry, I'm blabbering. It's late again, as usual. Finally, I took this one out of I desoldered it from the PCB. I soldered the single one on the PCB and got it running. And I found some very, very nice libraries. One of them is called the the Android. Hold on, give me a second. It's called Arduino ST7789 Fast library. And this library was edited by a guy from Poland, and his name is Pavel A. Hernick. And I will put the link to his GitHub account in the description. And his library is like twice as fast as the regular Arduino library. And it's amazing. And I will show you a simple test that I have. And I am using my older PCB actually that I use for the gear indicator, the spectrum analyzer, and the voltmeter. And this PCB has 12 volt input and has a LDO, which normally I run a 5 volt LDO. This time I put a 3.3 volt LDO on here as to not kill this display again. And it has a SPI output. So this is SPI, which is faster than I2² that I normally use on my OLED displays. And let me plug it in here and show you the demo Adafruit code. And this is lightning fast. This is really, really fast. The regular demo on the I2² OLED display runs slower than this. And it still uses the Adafruit GFX library. So that's why the fonts actually, which you can see here right now, see the numbers? Those are my numbers that I use. And he has, like I said, this guy has many libraries with many different examples. And he has nice fonts, he has with outline colored and whatnot. And I will actually design a PCB just for this display. It will have, let me unplug this. It will be the size of not the one with the PCB, but this one. And you can fold the connection to the back, and you can solder this on both sides. I also did design a Eagle library, which I will share also, so you can use that, because I could not find anything on the net yet for these displays. And I did the library. Actually, there are also two holes here. With the two holes, these are 1mm holes, and once you have it on your PCB, let's say like this, you can put pins through the holes and align it correctly so it won't be crooked side like some of the OLED displays that I get. So once you put the pins in here, and then you can reflow or use your soldering iron to solder that, and it will be perfectly in the same spot all the time, which will be needed in my case because I'm picky. And if you have seen this before, or not before, if you have seen this, or if you have noticed this, this is my new color can gauge mini, which you can see it's the same shape of the 5 display version. And this guy will use this display. So I have okay, here's the library, the footprint that I did with the pinouts that are labeled. And if I put alignment pins in here while reflowing, or I don't know if I can reflow the display, but I will do it by hand. And but I could put pins in here, or maybe a U-shaped pin that will hold the display or the flat wire on the PCB, and then you can reflow this easily if you like to. If not, you can use your soldering iron. It's not that difficult. I use the heat gun to take this off and then resolder the new one, the new display on there. So this is actually a defective one. But I will solder it here, and then with a double-sided tape it will be flipped over and then glued in place, and it will be at the same place every time, because I need that, because this display will also get a, you guessed it, carbon fiber front panel, and that will have the cutout for the display obviously, and that needs to be aligned, because also this display has a very thin border, which I like also, which you could actually put these displays next to each other and get really a high resolution display. And by the way, if you haven't noticed, this is running off a 328, Atmega 328, my most favorite chip, and you saw the speed and it's amazing, it's great. What I will also do, which I have here on this PCB, is I'm adding an EEPROM to it, because if you want to display bitmaps, and with the resolution of 240 by 240, they are too big to fit onto a 328, and since I did not want to use a micro SD card, I'm using an EEPROM, I think it is. So, and EEPROM I use will be a 2 megabyte EEPROM, and you can store your bitmaps on there, which I will do in this case, and just read them off the EEPROM. And these EEPROMs have 1 million write cycles, which I'm only gonna write to it once, and the rest is gonna be read, and they keep their memory life is 200 years. So this thing will outlive me. Anyhow, so this is the new color can gauge mini, and as I said, I will develop a PCB the size of this display. As you know, I like to keep it small and also very thin. Plus this display has the advantage it doesn't need any external components unless you want to dim it, which is also a good thing. This has a LED backlight, and I can dim it from 1% and go up to 100% light, which with OLEDs you cannot dim them that much. I mean, you can dim them and then the difference is not that much. It's noticeable, but that's about it. But with this, since it has a LED backlight, you can dim it down to it's almost black. And the black is almost as black also, because you know OLED have high contrast ratio, because if the LED is not turned on, it's black. And this is also almost pure black when it's off, when it's just on but showing a black background. So I really love those displays, and you can find them actually very cheap on AliExpress, and they work great, they look great, and you see my fingerprint smudges, and I have a small piece of leather. You can clean them easily as well. Well, I used this piece of leather for quite some time now, so it is a bit oily, but you can clean it. And I did not find anything negative about these displays. They also have different versions with the wider pins, and some that have connectors that you can plug them in. But since I want to keep this small, and I will solder it on the back, the PCB will be the size of this. So, and just in case you're wondering how big this is, it is slightly over, this way, it is slightly over 26 millimeters wide. Actually, it's 26 millimeters, 0.2 wide, and It is 29, yes, 29 millimeters high. So the PCB will be the exact size. I don't know, I might make it a little bigger to get mounting holes on here, like on these, but I'm not sure. On this one, the ribbon cable goes actually through the PCB and then to the back. On mine, it will be directly behind the display. So that I don't know yet, but it will have hell, I might even put a micro SD card slot on there, so it would have a SPI output for the display, micro SD card slot, an EEPROM, and you will be able to upload code using one of my USB adapters I have that I use constantly, like this little guy. I'm using this for over 2 years now, and it's still working. The pogo pins still work. So, and you can go back and see my older videos and you see the date on them, how long I've been using this. So anyhow, actually it did turn out into a long video. I actually wanted just to tell you about my Black Friday sale. Let me pull it up here again. And but this is it. If you're interested in any of my products, you can go to the store and take advantage of the 10% off sale. It will run for 3 days, I think, if I remember right. Oh, and I have to apologize. I thought actually last Friday was Black Friday, and I turned the notification on and then realized that I had the wrong date. I changed it, but somehow it did not change, so it showed like it was last Friday. So then I took it down and put it up again this week. So this is it, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Like I said, I will put a link to the library, and I will actually send, once I have that PCB ready, I will send him one, so he can, because he's using a breadboard, and he will have a PCB with the micro SD card and the EEPROM. So and he could maybe integrate that into his libraries, which I'm sure he will, and then everybody could benefit from him. And actually I haven't seen anything like this anywhere, so I'm even thinking about crowdfunding it. Yes, crowdfunding. You know how? Because I'm gonna move, like you can see, move to Germany. Since I'm in the European Union and my wife does have a registration there, I will register myself in Germany, open a bank account, and then all of a sudden I'm good enough for Indiegogo and Kickstarter. So, and I will run the campaigns from Germany and ship from Germany and whatnot. Because unfortunately, crowdfunding, which I thought would be a alternative, they just don't reply. It took them a long time to reply back, and then they just stopped replying back. And honestly, I don't trust them as far as I can control them. So crowdfunding is also dead in my eyes, and they have a video about their funding goal, how to set your funding goal, and it's been up since 2015, I think, and had like 260 something views. And if you watch it, you fall asleep. So I don't understand how a big crowdfunding company website can have a video like that and be seen only that little. And I don't know. So I will at least again go with Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and since I have plenty of products, I will maybe put the Color Can Gauge Mini up there and the new PCB with this nice display. So, sorry that it's been a long video, almost 20 minutes. As of now, it is exactly 20 minutes. So, thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. And I wish everybody a nice shopping spree with Black Friday deals all over the internet. And I will take advantage too. So, thanks for watching and take care, everybody.